Well, hello everyone. Um, I want to say good morning, but it's not the morning at all. It's well into evening, actually. I'm about to go to bed, but it's been kind of a weird day. And I feel like this always happens when the closer I'm getting to going somewhere. I don't know why, but it doesn't really matter how much I plan for this not to happen, it ends up happening. So since we are T minus 1 week till we go, well, actually, exactly a week from today, we'll be in the air. Um, there's a lot of like little stuff that needs to be done. And so today was a weird day. Not a weird day. I need to stop saying that because it's not weird. It was just a different day. It was different from what I had expected. I didn't remember that I had a doctor's appointment. And so one of the things that I'm starting to monitor a little more closely in relation to this whole health journey is my eyes. So I went to my ophthalmologist. Couple of reasons actually. So there is some genetics in my family that lead to something called macular degeneration, and it's basically where like the center of your eye deteriorates to the point that you're basically blind in the center of your eye, which is the part where like if you do this and you're focusing on something, like that's the part that does the focusing and not your peripheral vision. And so it's a good idea to start monitoring for that early on. And so I've been doing that, but also high blood pressure and high sugar, like if your A1C is high, diabetes and all of that stuff can lead to eye deterioration. And so it's one of the things that I've started to pay a lot more attention about, and something that, we can talk about more at some point if we want. But so I had that appointment and I didn't realize it until this morning. And then I had something as I needed to help a family member move some stuff from a storage space. And so I just kind of like, the whole day was very fluid because I was like doing something and then I got a call and then I remembered, and just like everything being played by ear, like kind of in the moment. And again, those are the tricky days because if I were here, like the days when I'm always here, it's very easy to do. But when I'm not, what are you doing? That's still the part that I'm working on, figuring out. How do we keep this going in a good way when we are not in an environment where we control everything? Because again, like that's where it's very difficult to control your impulses, to control your cravings and stuff like that. And so it's a work in progress. We're gonna get there. We're gonna do it together, and you guys are gonna see how we're going to tackle this every day. We're doing this every day, and it is what it is. But it's still a little bit tricky. And I think that's where the mindset really has to come in, that there has to be the mindset portion of this is just as important. The mental health portion is just as important, that commitment. Someone was saying in the comments not that long ago that, don't lose your North Star, don't lose your why. Why are you doing this? And that's something that we need to work on, reminding ourselves every day. So I'll tell you what I did. So I went to the storage space, we did the moving of the stuff, and then it was like just long enough that I could eat something before my doctor's appointment. And it was just like, what do I do? I didn't have enough time to come home. And so I looked, and there was a kava next to the doctor's, where the doctor's appointment was. And so I thought, oh, great. I'm going to go over there. Then I get there, and the place is closed because I didn't know this. Kava has another restaurant called Kava Metse, which is like a more like a sit-down place, if I understand it correctly. And so I didn't... it was closed. And so I was like, fuck, what do I do? And then I look, and of course, it's all fast food. It's all fast food. It's all fast food. And, I came close, because I don't like the fact that we have had fast food in the last couple of weeks, and it's sort of opened that door. And I don't love it. But again, we're learning to navigate this in the real world. But there was a Chipotle And so I had thought at some point like, oh, Chipotle is not that bad, and so like that's something that we could have. And so I said, fuck it, let's go to Chipotle, and I ordered something. I haven't plugged in the numbers because I wanted us to do it together. It's the first time that I was out in Chipotle. It was good, and again, it was like at a random, not a random, but a late enough time that I didn't eat anything last night, or I ate when I ate it was like 5 p.m., so it's like dinner time, and then nothing really today other than like coffee this morning, and then we get to like this weird day where I was trying to like make sure that I was getting all of the things that I needed to get done, and so that was the time to have the meal, and we end up having the meal, and like basically that's the meal. That's all we have. So um, I guess it is what it is. So we'll do this together. Luckily, Chipotle has like a little nutrition calculator. Always makes it very easy to do. So we'll do that. We'll plug in the numbers and just look at what it is for today. And, yesterday and today, we've had one meal. It's very low calorie. And so, again, not ideal, but I also don't really feel bad. And doing this for an extended period of time is not recommended because your body can get used to a lower calorie amount, and basically like figure out how to keep it going on that, and then like 2,000 calories will make us gain weight. So we certainly don't want to do that, but it's a work in progress, right? It's a work in progress. That's what we're doing. So let me set this up, and then we'll look at the nutrition for Chipotle together, and then we'll look at the other stuff, the numbers for today. So, all right, give me a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what we got, and it's just Chipotle nutrition calculator. So I had a burrito, and yes, I could have had a burrito bowl, but again, that was the compromise that I made. And so, that's what it was. So we had a burrito. Ooh, here we go. And see, this is where we kind of like things are. The tortilla alone is 50 grams of carbs. Like that already is sending us. It's not terrible, I guess, in one of the higher carb days that we do have, but for these lower carb days, this is not great. Then I had a chicken al pastor. So that's adding 200 more calories. Good amount of protein, and then I had brown rice. And honestly, I just like the taste of brown rice better, especially in Chipotle. So that wasn't, like a carb conscious. I mean, it's 4 gram difference. So it wasn't conscious of that. I had pinto beans, which again, it's there is a difference, but there's really not a difference. 1 gram of carbs doesn't really make a difference. And then I had corn and green salsa, and I had cheese, and I had romaine lettuce. So this is what we had, and nothing else. And I had like seltzer, like club soda. So that is 1,070 calories, 37 grams of fat, 52 grams of protein, and 133 grams of carbs. Now, if you've seen or if you remember, I guess if you've seen the other videos and you remember the numbers of when we make a meal at home, this is, sometimes the complete opposite. There will be, like, if you look at this, like, there isn't that much fat, or there isn't as much protein, and there's a huge amount of carbs for one meal. And so that's basically where the problem is when something like this, because when we're making them at home, our protein and fats are like way up, and carbs is a little more. So for the same kind of meal, basically same amount of calories, we might be getting like twice the amount of protein and like at least twice or 3 times the amount of fat. So, but yeah, this is what we got. So let me plug this in, and we will take a look. Okay, so basically I had like all the carbs that I had for today. But then for protein and fat, nowhere near. Basically had like a little less than 2/3 for protein and like a little over a quarter for fat. So it's already late. It's 9, almost 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to be going to bed. Can't be eating now. I don't feel like I need to. I mean, I could, but I don't need it. So this is when things get a little tricky. So, and it's important to acknowledge that. And so we are acknowledging it. So tomorrow as far as I remember, we're going to be here. So we'll be able to do a regular meal, and let's see if tomorrow we can meet more of our macros. But that was the deal today, you guys. This week is going to be a little hectic, so bear with me if things are a little rocky. And so while we get ready for this move. All right. See you tomorrow.